Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat Live.
Yeah.
We took last week off for the holidays. We had people in different coasts, and we had people in different states. I was in Florida. Had a
Yeah,
great
and look what happened.
yeah. The record for that alone, we shouldn't have took the week off. I should have figured it out, or one of y'all should have did it. I don't know, but the record stands. When we don't do a show, we lose. So can't do that again. Yeah, fuck. Losing to the Eagles. That did not have that in my 2024 bingo card. Guys, what the fuck happened?
Two words. Justin Tucker. He missed 22 points worth of field goals and extra points, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. You know what? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
No, let's have an honest conversation because again, it's something that needs to be addressed. Mans has not been doing what he's supposed to do. And there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of theories out there, a lot of questions. And we're going to get into some of that. We're going to devote a good portion of the episode to this shit. Because I want to know you guys' thoughts. What's going on with Justin Tucker?
At this point, he's in his head. Man, that's the problem at this point. I mean, but also, what, we bring in the kicker next week and he misses, are we all going to be like, yeah, it's not Tucker missing, it's miss a miss. So the name of it, the problem, as I've also mentioned before, Weird is so accustomed to his perfection that when he is almost say normal, we're like, yeah, what the hell is this? It's not great.
I don't know about you. Whatever the fuck happened is not normal, but I digress.
Well, normal in terms of
I feel
not 90-something% accurate. He just dropped to the least accurate kicker, and the next guy behind him has only made like a fourth of what Tucker's attempted.
Yeah.
He just had the record for NFL points for 1,700.
I do want. It's weird because usually as you get older with age, your distance obviously goes down, but your accuracy, if anything, gets better. Like I feel like kickers age like red wine, and I feel like he just isn't. Like there's, to Ross's point, something amiss that's beyond pure X's and O's. Because I feel like if he was just he's only 35 years old. I mean, he should still be kicking. He's got the distance. He's missing these things left and right. Like it's up here, and it's really ever since the Chiefs game last year. If you guys remember, they messed with his helmet and his stuff, and I feel like he's so cerebral. He has been the same since. Yeah. It's like unbelievable.
No, that's sports term. It's called the yips. He has the yips now. It sucks, but yeah.
They gotta put him down. That's all there is to it.
Here's my thing. Again, I think we kind of saw this with Matt Stover. Number one, to anybody out there saying that we're going to bring a kicker, that's not going to fucking happen. No kicker is coming in other than Justin Tucker, at least in 2024. Now, next year, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But they're going to finish out with Justin, no question.
I mean, because what is bringing a kicker in practice going to do if he's not missing in practice?
Yeah.
I've seen him. I watch him specifically every home pregame when I'm there. I start watching him. He's from the little T thing, 650, 55, 60, 65. When the coach is holding it at halftime, 50, 55, banging him.
What if instead of bringing in a kicker, they just fire Justin Tucker and replace him? Because I feel like rather than there's like no, I feel like you can't compete. There's no competition. I think you just replace him. Like I feel like he's a bad tire on a car, and no matter what you do about it, like the car is gonna, like you cannot waste the last great year of Derrick Henry in this offense with Lamar Jackson. The defense is finally getting it going, it seems, and you've got everyone playing. And I mean, Marty Stanley. I mean, you're borrowed time with half this team right now. Like this is the best year ever to get on Marlon Humphrey. He's retiring in like 2 years. Like Raekwon Smith. This is his. They're gonna put him down like a dog in the backyard next year. Like this is what we've got. This is. The window, as wide as it's been, is closing, I feel like. And I feel like they can't mess around and lose game by a field goal because Justin Tucker doesn't feel good. Like,
and
come on.
So that's because why are they doing that? Why are they having McCary and Valahi play a start? McCary has been shit since he's played. Lamar's been running for. Why are we going 2 for 5 in the red zone? Why are we running a sweep with Zay Flowers that their defensive end didn't even fall for? Our line is blocking in. I watched the video 8 times. He dives straight to Zay Flowers.
We're getting off topic here for a second.
No, I mean, like I said, Lamar himself said we should not be putting Tuck in that situation.
No, yeah, you're right. The offense does need to step up because, again, the Ravens shouldn't be relying on a fucking kicker. But I will say there's a science to it. And somewhere along the chain, the science is off. Now, I've heard people say Jordan Stout. It even gets real deep in conspiracies, fellas. Some real deep shit.
Oh, I've seen many videos.
Some wild shit where it's like, huh. But, again, I've always wondered this. You have this is one of the most important jobs that no one ever talks about, the holder position. Why do you not have a wide receiver back there to make sure the ball gets caught and set? I feel like of all the positional groups, a wide receiver would probably be the best at that.
They mainly say the punter does it.
Huh?
One is a different ball. It's a kicker's ball. So it's a thing. And 2, I recently heard him say that half the reason the punter does it is they're one of the more accustomed to catching a snap that's coming back that fast because they're doing it the long.
Also, is it really? I mean, the ball is being snapped perfectly, and it's 8. I mean, you can't really fuck that up. Like I saw a video today of Justin Tucker from a Jordan Stout kicked whole ball, kicking 60-yarder for against the Eagles like 2 years ago. So clearly, I don't think it's that relationship. They've been doing it for years. Yeah. At this point, I do think it's all Justin Tucker. He's kicking it, and then it's like just doing this thing. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to the extra points at this point.
Because the extra points are another story. But it's like, even if your holder is holding it weird or whatever, as a professional, I would think you would figure out where to kick, how to fix it, at least in practice. It's not something that it's like they just run out there and kick. No, this is a system. This is a process, and there are steps. And I don't understand how adjustments haven't been made. I'm just saying. Unless Justin Tucker's low-key injured, which is possible if you've been swinging that fucking leg for almost 2 decades now, there's no way there isn't something up with that hip. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the bye week mentally gets him where he needs to get. And I do think the Giants game will almost be, I mean, I personally think it'll be treated like it's a tryout for Justin Tucker's career. Mm-hmm. And if he misses kicks or something in this game, I think Steve Bisciotti's going to step in, and you have that conversation. And Justin Tucker has to understand it's not like baseball, not 162 games. You can't just put Chadwick in a short third base and bench him and make him a DH or something. And you've got players' careers in the line here. Like, this is a window you have, and it's you can't sacrifice 52 men because Justin Tucker can't kick field goals anymore. When there's high school kids who can kick these field goals, so they need to figure it out quickly. And I feel bad for Justin Tucker. Keep him on as like I don't know what the hell, but like
whatever.
At this point, you can't mess with it. Like, it's too much is on the line. Too much money is invested. $18 million in Derrick Henry. Like, you kidding me?
No, 100%. Yeah, because John Harbaugh is not going to do it. I mean, let's be honest here. Justin Tucker is Harbaugh's adopted son. Harbaugh's not going to make that call. It's just not going to happen. It's going to have to come from higher up. Like you said, 2 weeks off, get your shit right, come back for the Giants. Because if we lose to the fucking Giants off of some kick bullshit, that's it. You're right. That's it. That has to be.
At that point, John Harbaugh's job heads on the line a little bit. All of a sudden, John Harbaugh's in the hot seat. Yeah. So I feel like, and I feel like there's a lot of players. I think right now it's internal. I think post Giants loss or a game in which they barely win because Justin Tucker's missing field goals, I think the heat's going to turn up a little bit nationally, and it's going to eke in. And these are, it's what it is. I mean, guys are getting beat up every week. Guys are getting hurt, putting their bodies on the line. We should have beaten the Eagles. We should have beaten the Steelers. We should have beaten the Raiders. Like, these missing field goals in games, and we're losing by a score, boys. And it's like, No, we should be in first place handsomely. I still think we can get there because of the Steelers' schedule and the fact we still play them again. But it's honestly Justin Tucker. If he's the difference right now in a lot of these games, especially with the defense turning it around.
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw somewhere online, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. The amount of points we've lost by is the amount of kicks points that he's missed. And I thought
Yeah, it's 22 points. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, I forget the exact number, but that's fucking crazy.
I get it. His leash is what it is because of what he's done for us and what his career looks like. Like, he hit the go-ahead field goal in the Super Bowl. He hit the game winner in Denver. He just drew a game winner against 49ers in the rain. He, redeemed the team a year after Cundiff with the field goal against the Patriots in his year. Like, and then the kicks just go on and on. He's one of those epic of all time.
That's 7. He's probably won us more games that he has now lost us.
Mm-hmm. 66-yard game winner against the Lions and an unremarkable, unrealistic comeback. Like,
and those were some
he's earned the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I think if he was any other kicker on this planet, minus maybe Vinatieri, he'd be out by now. He just would be. The Ravens ain't playing around. They've never played around. And so I feel like he's bought himself the bye week and 1 or 2 games, and then it's it. Like, they're willing to squeeze it out as much as they possibly can. But I think his goodwill to all men is leaving quickly, even though it's Christmas season.
I need to start scouting college kickers now. A lot of kickers in college.
Yep.
That
Michigan kids go.
That 4th round pick we may or may not get for Deontay Johnson, depending on how our next subject goes. Could be one of those kickers that we hope to replace Tucker. And
why draft a kicker? Why draft another player we can just have inactive every week? Tez Walker.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this baby.
Let's talk about Deontay Johnson. Another player in the long list of insane Steelers players who must have CTE. Literally, I don't know what's going on. And coming to Pittsburgh, AV. Le'Veon.
Someone said Tomlin deserves an award for dealing with Deontay Johnson, Antonio Brown, and Chase Claypool.
Like, bro, what the fuck? Like,
you're right. That was the 4th one. Right. You're right. There was a 4th one. That was the 4th one.
Yeah, I forgot all about Claypool. That's literally how relevant he was. That's how much of an impact.
They traded Claypool away. Oh god, it's wild. Like, and I feel like I honestly don't care what Deontay Johnson does because I, since the beginning, never thought he was going to ever be involved in our plans. Outside maybe giving us some insight into this playbook. Like, I hope to God he got hit by a truck or something and came. I don't know. That's not good because he needs to be healthy for him to get paid. But
he might not have to be in our plans. He has to be in our game plans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with him sitting on the bench eating ice cream, like Snowball. Sorry, he's in Maryland. As long as he gets signed by somewhere by some team next year, I don't give a shit because he cost a 6th round pick, which is nothing. You might as well. It's like Madden with the 6th round pick. So who gives a shit? You're lucky if your player even has a pulse. My personal opinion, but I mean, if they could turn him into a 4th round pick, my God.
And what? Inactive all year like Tez Walker? We had a wide receiver that we're not playing. Granted, he may be a project, but where's our 4th round? I don't think either. What is our 4th round? We had a draft with 6. And I think I remember Scout's the only one I remember.
Well, I bet you though, if you Google 4th round picks we've made, the Ravens probably lead the league. Okay. Since like 2000. I bet you.
Since 2000. That's 24.
For some reason.
That's fine. That's 24 years. What about the last 6 with Lamar and the cheap deal?
I'll look it up real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, please look that up. I'm actually very interested.
I understand. Early on, under Ozzie, anything below the 3rd, we were nailing. Dude, but it's been quite criticism of EDC.
He got hurt.
Oh yeah, he got hurt. Yeah,
and I mean, our defensive end we drafted, he's been active most of the games.
You talking about Adisa
and Ojabo this year.
I fucks with Adisa, though.
Okay, but he's been active. Tez Walker, I think, has been active 1 game.
They took Armour Davis, Falele, starting.
know,
These parts and one starting as our right part. That was 2022.
Should they be?
I mean,
not Armour Davis shouldn't be. Falele, he's sketchy sometimes.
Either way, with playing, giving. Either way, Falele. I mean, the one is playing every game at the starting right guard, and the other one, I don't know. Let's see here. Who else? Brandon Stevens, another one. Starting corner.
Toast.
Tyron Wiles, another one.
He good. Okay, I'll give him that one.
Either way.
That one, but that still.
I'll just say this: you're talking about like players who are taking meaningful steps for the Ravens coming out of the fourth round last.
That's fine, but just because you're taking them doesn't mean you necessarily should be. Who did Ben Cleveland's dog did he kick?
Again, Ross, here's the thing about Ben Cleveland. This is the last I'm going to say about Ben Cleveland. Obviously, these $1 million paid professionals see something in practice that we just don't see.
All I say is Macari 8 yards down the field half the time. Or getting beat or holding.
Justice Hill was a fifth-rounder. Yeah.
And Ben Powers, who was really good too.
Yeah, he had a good. He's good. That's crazy.
Jaleel Scott. That was a while ago.
Damn, that was damn.
Wow. The farther back you get, the farther back you get, the better they will get because we were better back then. We wasn't that whole. Yeah, like I said, they're taking meaningful snaps, but would they anywhere else?
I don't know. I feel like Brandon Stevens a year ago.
Armour Davis, who was always hurt, he taking snaps anywhere else.
I'll say this. Brandon Stevens a year ago was probably the most sought after fourth round pick in the NFL.
Stevens. I don't like this Brandon Stevens. He basically almost got replaced.
And then and then the mountain on the O line is actually start. I mean, no matter how bad he's playing, he's starting. And so, like at the end of the day, the Ravens probably churn out more fourth round picks that have made it.
I'm pretty sure at one point James Prochet was starting for us at wide receiver.
Well, yeah.
So just because
he was a 6th round pick, though.
But just because you're starting doesn't.
I mean, again, it's valuable snaps. It's a player being utilized.
I know, but also all I do is walk out to get ran around all last week.
Cole's another one that was a 4th round pick. When did they take Isaiah Likely?
They took Isaiah.
Was he later?
Yeah, what was he? Damn. He wasn't a 5th one.
Let's see here. They took Likely in the 4th round, Stout in the 4th round, Kohler in the 4th round, Jeremy Armour Davis in the 4th round, and Falele in there in the 4th round. That is an A+ 4th round draft, boys. Like no matter how well they're playing, you got a starter on the line, starter at corner, a legit tight end, and a corner who's been admirable as a backup. I would argue
when he's healthy.
That's my thought. But like, and a punter who's punting. They're all contributing.
So again, if we're getting a 4th round fucking pick for some pansy that doesn't want to fucking like strap up and play, like again.
The fucking plays or not. If we get 4th for him,
the numbers are on our side for it.
Almost everyone is not expecting we're gonna. Before when we got him, they were saying 4th. A lot of people at least be like, "Yeah, I think y'all can push that dream out the window because he's on." Like I said, he's on his 3rd team in 2 years. Usually, when the Steelers trade a wide receiver, they seem to be pretty good at that.
Yeah,
he was leading in the Panthers, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't need you anymore."
That's crazy as shit. When you
they'd rather upgrade their draft for their 5th than have their leading wide receiver.
6.
Was it a 5th or 6th?
I thought we gave a 6 and got a 5th back, or the other way around. It's one of those, but it's still
we got 5th back.
We gave them a 6 for Deontay. Again,
the guy took his contract on.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
regardless,
I think they were out there. They're willing to pay those contracts. Who does that? They don't.
To me, it could have been a rock. It could have been a picture frame with nothing in it. It could have been a rosin bag. I don't give a shit what they traded for. If they could turn a 6th round pick into something that's less than a 6th round pick, I'm here for it all day. Especially a late round 6. That shit's probably almost a 7th.
Yeah,
like
it's a guy.
They're playing chess. It looks bad to us because we're seeing him on the sideline pouting and shit, but it's because he's stupid. He can't understand a playbook. He doesn't understand the offense we run, where they don't throw it to all the receivers all the time. Like he's one of many pieces.
I understood that after the first 2 weeks. At this point, there's no way he doesn't know at least 30 plays.
Yeah, it's
I mean, how long has he been on the team? What if other star wide receivers that got traded to other teams have done already?
But Ross, my question to you is,
I don't think he moved that like that, though.
You both said he was going to go off and do good against the Steelers.
I thought he was. Most of the
Yeah, me
time.
too.
His
Now I
most
realize-
Look at Jerry
his
Jeudy.
most of snaps was his first game here.
Look at Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy had a fucking career game against the fucking Broncos.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, most
Deontay
of the
Johnson
time when they
was
play-
slipping on his feet.
Deontay Johnson just is not him. Simple as that.
So I would assume
Again,
at
our
this
wide
point
receiver
he would have decent plays to run.
Our wide receiver.
At the end of the day, though, they gave up nothing for him.
nothing.
Fine.
Like I don't know what the Browns gave up for Judy, but it probably was more than a 6th round pick.
Oh yeah,
We gave up nothing. Like,
nothing.
if we didn't have the 6th round pick, would you be upset? Like, oh, we don't have a 6th round pick this year.
But we
Oh, I
gave
guess
up
we're not getting a
nothing to
fucking
bring in
backup
someone
wide receiver.
crying and whining, and I don't want that in my locker room. I don't need that rubbing off on anyone.
No, you have too many strong person. I think you've got too many personalities in the locker room. It's just
Yeah.
like Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith. They could bring in Antonio Brown at this point, I think, and it wouldn't matter. Like they could bring in literally Voldemort, and I feel like it'd be like, don't need that dark magic. We got Lamar Jackson. He's Houdini.
Yeah, the Ravens locker
I see your point there, Ross.
I mean, we also already have probably a secretly crying $32 million safety who's not playing.
That's his problem. Do better.
That's the real.
Do better. Welcome to the league.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, to more Jordan's point in the locker room, I understand the fears because you've seen it in the past with teams.
Yeah.
But I just think the way the Ravens are built, this is a very unselfish team. This is a team with a real true team mindset. I'm not even saying that bias of being a Ravens fan, but if you just listen to them in interviews, you don't hear a lot of I talk. It's we, it's us, it's the team. So when someone like that comes into the locker room and starts spouting all that bullshit, it goes in one ear and out the other, just the way this team is set up. And that's credit to John Harbaugh, to be honest. He's created that culture over the last 15, 16 years or so. That's credit to him. But I don't see Deontay crying and bitching being a factor, to be honest.
Especially because he got in so late. I feel like all the players are like, who gives a fuck what you think? Like,
who's man?
you're not even, we'd rather have Aguilar anyway. You're lucky you're even here allowed to be in a playoff race. You just came from Carolina. Bow down and kiss the robes of Steve Bisciotti, you ignorant son of a bitch. Like, that's what I would tell him.
Pretty much.
Yeah, instead he just turned around and said, "Bleep you, I'm not playing, even though Bateman's hurt."
Tylen Wallace.
Baby, you kidding me? That to me, that's where the CTE comes in, because you have a limited playing career. You have an opportunity to step into a team that has the best quarterback in the NFL statistically from a throwing standpoint. Like, they're clearly putting the ball in the air. And it don't take much. They obviously wanted to incorporate you into the playbook early on. He proved he wasn't capable of catching a football. So they're like, you know what? Why even bother? Aguilar can catch the football. We have plenty of guys. Isaiah Likely's healthy. We don't need you. And if you don't care enough to even try to want to play, we're not, you know what I mean? At this point, we're going to keep you around. So when you do get signed by the God forbidden Falcons next year for on more money than you probably should get, and we get a late fourth round pick for it, good.
On it.
Watch to the bank.
Yeah, I don't know why people are like,
You
oh, they're going to cut him. No, they're not cut him. They're stuck with him now. They're getting something for him. They're not just going to
even
cut
a 6th round pick. My guess, it'll be an earlier 6th round pick. So at the end of the day, they're getting profit no matter what they get.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was worth the risk. It was very low risk, high reward. Even if they get nothing for him, they rolled dice at the cost of a 6th round pick.
That's
I'll take that all day.
That's fucking gangsta. I'm here for it. EDC, let's go. Come on.
I wish EDC was a little more dice roll with his higher picks for other talent. But
Bro, here's the thing. We have literally one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the NFL. One of the best young wide receiver in Zay Flowers. The best tight end in the NFL. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Mark Andrews is him. I don't think we can do any better. Oh, sorry. Kyle Hamilton, literally the best, probably pound for pound player in the NFL right now. I don't think EDC could probably do any better. Sure. Was there a few players that may have gone to another team that we didn't get? Sure, that happens every fucking year. But with what we got and what they said a few years ago, I remember that press conference when they said wide receivers room's trash. We're fixing that. What did they do 2 years later? It's fixed. Lamar is the second highest passing yard quarterback right now. He's second for passing yards.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like EDC can do nothing else other than what he's done, bro.
And remember, they paid Lamar Jackson when everyone was like, they're not going to do it. They can't afford it. They probably shouldn't do it. And if anything, Lamar Jackson has gotten better. He clearly has gotten better. He's won an MVP, and now he's having his best season of his life in consecutive seasons. Is getting paid, and at this point, his contract looks like a bargain when you have guys again are getting paid who have nowhere near the accolades. The only ones who are actually living up to the contract right now are Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. That's probably it. Everyone else,
Facts.
and maybe Herbert.
All right.
Like,
yeah, I don't know. The front office is gifted. They're gifted. I mean, even fuck it. I have nothing else to say about that. They are gifted. But
good for the rest of the season because I feel like as long as everyone just does their job, includes Tucker, and that includes this guy that just got suspended. I mean, we're all in. We have a month to go. We're in the playoffs. We're locked in for the most part. Serious downfall has to happen for us not to make the playoffs. We have head-to-head against the Chargers and the Broncos alone. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? I feel like we're at the bye. It's a great chance to just think about the season. We've had 5 losses. We have 8 wins. We probably should have won most of the games we've lost. What are your feelings on this team right now?
We just got to be more disciplined. I think at the end of the day, everything we've talked about, accountability, adjustments, discipline. That's what it comes down to. Just literally, this is the bye week. This is when you clean this shit up. Because like you said, it's the dog race now. It's literally who can get there first. Chiefs are already there. You know, that's a given. Even though they've had some funky fucking games. I'm not even going to talk about that. But again, it's time to clean the shit up. Whether that means Lamar needs to take his mother's advice and start scrambling, whether that means Justin Tucker needs to figure out a new spot to kick in, whatever the fuck it is, it needs to happen in the next 2 weeks. Because doing this, what's been going on, having that happen against the Giants, that's somebody losing their job, in my opinion. Someone's getting fucked up in that if that happens. I'm just saying.
Also, I think you've been to every game, haven't you? Like, what's been your perspective of this football team, the evolution of it?
Well, defense was trash early on. They've cleaned that up a bit. And no, except this offense it has moments of great joy, and then all of a sudden you're like, what was that? Why are we doing that? Let's stop doing that.
We're almost going in opposite direction. It feels like the offense is doing this, and the defense is doing this, and Justin Tucker's doing this.
It's crazy. It's fucking nuts. Like when they say being a Ravens fan is not for the weak at heart. I'll tell you that much.
How much, though, is the Week 14 bye, as great as it is to have a late bye? I feel like this team could have benefited from a bye 2 weeks ago. Like, I feel like our mojo was when we beat the living piss out of, like, the Broncos and the Commanders. And then, like, I feel like we just ran out of steam a little bit. And I think we were getting abused a little bit in the trenches by teams like Pittsburgh. I think the Eagles are a little more fresh than the Ravens are, and I think it kind of showed in that football game. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I just feel like they know who they are. And I feel like the Ravens used to know who they are, and I feel like they're now they're just tired. You know, they played 14 straight weeks plus preseason, plus training camp. Like, that's a long time. And then they're calling off short weeks and weird weeks, prime times and Thursdays and all these different dynamic quarterbacks. And I feel like there's a chance now to sort of 2 weeks off. Let's just chill. Hit the ice baths. Eat some food, enjoy your families, and let's remember who you are, Fossa style. Like, let's come back out. We've got 4 games ahead of us, whatever it is. Let's get it. Let's get it. We know what we need. We have the best team in football if we play pound for pound how we play. I don't think anyone's denying now. We beat the Bills 30-14 or something.
That's crazy.
Like, I feel like that's my thought on this team. Like, I feel like if they play their game offensively, defensively, and if Justin Tucker could just kick it even remotely straight, we're unbeatable.
Yeah.
But they failed to show that in a game completely.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. 14 fucking games plus a preseason. That's really crazy.
Wild.
This is more proof the NFL does not like the Ravens. Pretty sure they had a late bye week last year. And just think,
I don't mind it necessarily.
Not only do they have 4 games left, they're after the bye they have 3 games in 10 days.
Math.
Yeah.
That includes playing good old Wednesday.
If they can lock up that first wild card and take a bye against the Browns or whatever it is we play last game of the year, that would be great. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it could happen. The Broncos and Chargers have relatively difficult challenges up ahead, and they can just separate themselves just a little bit.
Yeah, nice. I know most years we're sitting here saying, "Oh God, hope you don't have the players take the last game of the season off, or hope you don't get that first round bye." But no, I think this is a team that critically does need it. Again, like you said, exhausted. We did great against the Chargers. I think there was a little bit more of emotion on that game. Hardball bowl, but like you said, it seemed a little flat against the Eagles, where it's a game where I think the Ravens, for the most part, should have won. No question. They should have won.
I think we were 5-0. Should have been 10-0. I think they played around with their food too much on that first drive. I think they easily could have done 14-0. And I honestly think that had Justin Tucker even made that extra point, I think there would have been some changes. I think there's mentally, it just starts eating at them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think they just got too cute. Like, just run the football down their throats. My God. And also, where is our backup running back? Like, where's the young kid?
He's on Ravens Wired. He's on Ravens Wired. That's where he's at.
Yeah, good old. Yeah. Keaton's not even doing pump anymore. I don't know.
Is he healthy?
He's not inactive. I don't think.
I bet you it's a situation where he's probably not as healthy as he should be, but they can't afford to keep him on.
They had to activate him. To activate him. I bet he might have a bigger part to play post-bye. At least I hope. Talking out of my ass at this point.
It's probably the most likely.
I mean, because he came out when his first few games, he came out as a kick returner.
Yeah.
And then they put Ali back.
That's our biggest problem offensively. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think we'll have everybody back after the bye, right? Bateman will be healthy probably 2 weeks out in the bye. God help the Giants. I think we absolutely murder them.
Yeah. The Eagles pissed us.
I think we've got Derek. I think bigger things are at play now. I think we might have lost to the Giants a month ago, but I don't think we lose to them post-bye with what's ahead of us, where you've got to stack W's. It's not just, you've got to stack W's. You got to stay ahead of the race. If you want to avoid Pittsburgh in the wild card round, you got to win.
Please.
You got to win. Regardless if you win the division or not, if you want to avoid Pittsburgh, you got to win.
Yeah, we got a ball. I think, I honestly don't think the Ravens are going to have a problem with that. Like I said, agree with everything you said. But we're going to get a more inside look into what's going on in the castle, what's going on in the bye week with the Ravens and the AFC North being featured in Hard Knocks, debuted this last Tuesday. You guys watch yet?
Yeah. My only problem with it was it just happened to debut the week that the Steelers were playing the Bengals.
Right.
And to me, because we have Ravens wired, I get more from that. And I basically feel like I broke it down. An hour episode was about 30 minutes dedicated to the Steelers and the Bengals. And the Ravens see the barely, even when they got, they're like, hey, here's Ravens. Oh, let's go to the Browns now and see what James is up to. And honestly, I feel like this week's episode gonna be kind of the same. We're on a bye.
No,
Harbaugh gave the team.
I disagree, Ross. I think because it's a bye, they're going to get all up in the Ravens' ass. You're talking mentally. You're talking less X's and O's and more why. Like, I feel like they're going to figure out. They're going to get They're gonna show like Derrick Henry in meetings and Lamar Jackson in
I
meetings
don't think they're
and
having.
host Eagles
Doesn't sound like they're doing much this
nonsense,
week.
and
I don't.
we'll see. I think they're gearing up. I think the Ravens Steelers week's gonna be incredible.
Oh,
I think
that one's gonna be. We
Steelers,
got the benefit. We got the last 2 weeks are AFC North games,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
I
I
didn't
think they
think
did.
about it until halfway through. I was like, this is an AFC North matchup. That's just okay.
Look at like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Like all the good stuff happens at the end. Voldemort,
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Like if you want that, you gotta get to it. Right now, you gotta go to potions
Gotta
class.
tug it out.
That's what I'm looking at. Like if the Ravens and the Steelers are truly the big arch nemesis, the White Walkers versus Jon Snow. Like let's just get through the Bengals and the Browns for a while. Give them their due before the King of the North. That's how I'm looking at it. It's probably how HBO is looking at it. They want to keep you interested. So if they give you too much of the Ravens early, they got to pull the Steelers in so they can, open up with Normandy Beach and Private
Well,
Ryan.
no,
And now they can just sort of.
the Steelers get the benefit of the doubt. They literally play AFC North games. The first Steelers are going to be prominent again because they're playing the Browns. We're going to get 30 minutes.
Tell me the NFL didn't know that.
We're going to get a bunch of Jameis
When the
Winston
NFL made
quotes
that
this week.
schedule, they knew about. They knew the Steelers are the most popular team in football, maybe bar the Cowboys. And I think the NFL knew they were HBO, and they were like, let's fucking backload the Steelers. And you know what? Ravens, Steelers on a Saturday. That'll give HBO 3 days to turn that shit around, not just 2. Do you know what I mean? I think they're thinking on purpose. And then let's end it with the Ravens Browns. Old team versus new team. And then right in the playoffs, and you got this great chase, and the Bengals, they probably didn't foresee this happening, but they probably saw these Bengals games late as a chance. I don't know. I just think the NFL was in on it, and I think they had this whole thing was been planned. So I think the Ravens were never going to be part of the early conversation, but I think they're very much going to be part of the end of it because there's no one team in the NFL that makes playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs.
Yeah. On to say, yeah, exactly. Clearly. No, personally, I was too young to see the original. Like it was on, and I was a fucking kid. Like I'm not watching HBO at like fucking 10 years old. But it was cool as shit. Even
well, those hard knocks those were the good ones.
Yeah, those.
I mean, this one's going to be interesting because they don't really they're not going to want to show much. It's HBO.
I mean, what I saw was entertained. What I saw, I was entertained, and what I didn't see, Ravens Wired came out a day later.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it's a bye week. So at the end of the day, I think they can spend a lot of time with a lot of players in the castle. Yeah. I think that's awesome. Like they can really focus on post Eagles, reloading for the playoff run. I mean, I bet they spent 30 minutes on the Ravens this week. I do. I think it's prime for it because you can get into it psychologically more than just like X's and O's. Like a team resting after 14.
Can HBO force them to come to the castle? And John Harbaugh gave them the week off.
Somebody.
And do the teams not also control what HBO can show? So maybe the Ravens are like, no, don't pull back because Ravens are kind of secretive. We've been in the training camp. You get your phone and you got 8 people yelling at you. Hey, delete that picture. It's just Tucker kicking a field goal. Don't care.
Most of the shit that they even put on the show is sound bites. It sounds important, but the shit the coaches are even talking about is not even that important to the overall game plan.
It's like we've got this is the AFC North standings.
Yeah,
it's cool. It sets the tone. I think the Ravens' day is coming. We're gonna have a whole episode just committed to Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Probably it's coming. It's probably coming this week. If it doesn't come this week, it's coming after we absolutely annihilate the Giants. They know it. That's why HBO is staying off of them. I think it's wasted ammo when you don't need it. Like you're shooting a small town of Cowboys. You don't need your machine gun. Let's wait.
Yeah,
that's a really weird acronym.
Let the Bengals, let the Steelers have their moment again. Yes, it's going to be Steeler dominated. Just happens because of the way their fucking schedule set up. But again, Ross, your Ravens moment will come. Until then,
say it is not. I'm just saying, you Josh. What that I understand why people are like, oh yeah, if you're a Ravens fan, you probably could almost skip this first episode. And then I was like, wait,
they don't need us. Like no. They don't. They're trying to pull you in, and they don't give a shit about the Baltimore viewers because they already got us. There's no Ravens fan that's like Maryland. So like, who they're not trying to draw them in. They're trying to draw in the Steeler fan that lives in Nevada and the Browns fan that is committed in Nebraska. And
Yep.
that's what they are. And the Bengals are a sexy team at the end of the day. And Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and you've got the SEC, and you've got LSU, and they're going to pull. They want that audience. They want to drag them in, and then it's like, oh yeah, and guess who's here? The AFC fucking champion team, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. It's coming. I think it's vintage storytelling. We're waiting to unveil the villain that is Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Let's go.
And Roquan. Him.
No,
and they're going to execute Justin Tucker on live television, and you can't beat that kind of television.
Not execution. Oh God,
they're going to hang him like it's Joan of Arc. Do you confess?
Oh God, not a public.
They're going to time to goalpost.
That's crazy. Pretty much. They're going to. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be great. It's HBO. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Are you not entertaining?
Also, convinced the NFL's rigged. There you go. I said it. Fuck it. The way these schedules are lined up, the show that just happens to come on, yeah. The script is in. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen, though. I can only hope for the best. The Steelers, they're 9-3. We're 8-5. We're on their asses. Bengals, why are you even doing? They're wasting that. If anything, that episode showed me just like it was like, damn, like y'all are really wasting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's best year.
No, he bought a Batmobile, yep.
And that's why you got to fire Justin Tucker because you're wasting Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry because you're not getting it next year. Derrick Henry will be a shell of himself next year. Roquan Smith might as well go to a nursing home after this season. Kyle Hamilton probably will break his leg next year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a window. Like, at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson allows you to make the playoffs, but if you actually want to win the Super Bowl, you're messing with some gods here. Like, stop testing fate and just shut the fuck up.
I don't know. For me to say Henry's going to be a show himself, I need to see it first. From his workouts, I don't see how
it's insane. Possible. He's dropping $1 million.
I need to personally see it. I happen to be like, okay, there it is. Until it happens, I'm like, yeah, no, he's gonna do this again.
The man is a freak of nature. I take it back. He has never proved us wrong more than yet.
Pretty sure everyone said he was going to be a show himself this year, and he's got 200-something carries.
His process is very admirable, and compared to other goats in other sports and other teams. But he has the same thing with like Brady and LeBron, where they literally spend a lot of money on themselves so they can cheat death.
They're fighting Father Time, and get back. I was like, I don't lose. Like, you will with me.
You don't get to your mid-40s winning Super Bowls or have a receding hairline like LeBron James without some serious fucking money.
Man's playing with his son.
That's crazy.
Man had his son drafted on his team.
Crazy. Ain't listening to shit like that. No, 100%. I don't know, but it is a window. The windows. I feel like the Ravens are always in a window, to be honest.
Lamar Jackson allows it so.
Yeah,
a window.
As long as you have time.
Honestly, they could probably put my grandmother in a wheelchair back there, and they'd have the best rushing attack. So technically, how much is it Derrick Henry, and how much is the defense and the kicker holding this team in?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's pissed, and he needs to run more. And I think that's the end of the story.
Well, he listens to his mama.
His
mama knows right. You don't get cussed out by your mama.
If he ran a little bit in the AFC title game, we won that game. He just didn't want to run. And he's not Tom Brady. I'm sorry. Like, if you can actually run, why aren't you doing it?
It's not like we don't want you to pass. We want you to pass. But like I said, if there's a lane, just go. Look what happened at the end of the Eagles game. Yeah, they were playing prevent, but still.
Live to fight another day.
Yep.
Yeah, we like it when you roll. I think I heard someone say, him extending his plays and all that, that's like addictive or something. He's like, oh, this is fun. And look, it worked.
You're not wrong, bro. I think he does.
Because it worked when I played Zay early in the game. We're like, run. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's Superman. And I mean, he knows he's Superman. And the problem is that he thinks anytime he runs out and he sees somebody, he's going to make the play happen. And sometimes it's just getting the extra 4 yards is all you need. Yeah. And to do it on the first down next play. Deliberately do it if you have to. Just don't do it on 3rd down and 4.
There's been too many times. There's too many times here where he's rolling out like, okay, he's gonna roll and take over, then he stops. I'm like, no, don't do that.
We should never have to punt unless our team has like a holding penalty. Like, there's no reason why we can't reach the sticks on 10. We have Derrick Henry alone falling forward to get you 10 yards if you try it 4 times in a row. Like, they fuck around too much for my liking.
Way too much.
Like, I think the one drive they started at the 1. They did a shotgun pass. The first, I'm like, whoa, why are we starting off with this? A short pass to Andrew, like, okay. I think the next play was a little toss out ahead. Like, why are we tossing it? It's not that type of toss.
We try to be cute. We always try to be fucking cute. It makes no sense to me. But it's the Ravens' Achilles heel. They want to do too much when they don't have to do a lot. Keep it simple. That's it. Just use your pure fucking athleticism. I don't know. But we got bye week. After that, we have the Giants. God have mercy on them. But any last thoughts? Well, I guess we should address the game ball. You know what? We joked about.
I can't remember, honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Justin Tucker. I'm gonna tell you why. There's motivation that he turns this shit around. I'm gonna give him this game ball and motivation.
What in the Royal Farms arena?
Actually, crazy enough,
we're gonna get free chicken every time he misses. I've said that.
He needs to stop eating chicken. He needs to go back to coffee and opera singing. Since he stopped promoting coffee and chicken.
Oh man, it's like crack. It's the Craven commercial.
Justin Tucker,
stop being a Craven.
I don't know. Any last thoughts, guys? Ross?
Nah.
Jordan.
I saw the Steelers schedule, and it's no longer in our hands. So, like, if we want to win the division, we have to beat the Steelers head to head. That puts us down to 1 game difference, and then they play the Chiefs and the Eagles and the Bengals again. And none of those games are gimmies. They probably lose 2 of them. Whereas the Ravens get the Browns, the last game of the year, when I assume Cleveland is looking forward to the beach. Giants, who are one of the worst teams in football. And the Steelers, and then the Texans on Christmas, and I don't know, the Texans aren't that good. I feel like the Ravens are in the driver's seat if they just take care of business, and that's my thought there, is that it's still there for the taking, no matter how bad we've looked in times. And as I feel like as pessimistic as today's conversation has been, given the talent that we have and the lack of wins as a result of that talent, I feel like we're still in a place where we can do really good things. And I think the bye, it's a great time to at least reflect and give thanks for what we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, no. Ravens get healthy, come back, kick ass. That's all we can do. Yep. But that's our show for tonight, fellas. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back next week to talk about the Giants, to probably recap the next episode of Hard Knocks. So that shit is actually pretty dope, despite Ross's opinions.
I'm not saying it's bad. You know what it's going to be. And one thing that concerns me is, at least this one, it makes it look like Mike better coach. He needs to be involved. I better see Harbaugh in some meetings be like, hey, we should do this.
Well, you know what they say, exposure kind of can bring change. So who knows what the fuck could happen. But